Yeah, 100%. I think we didn't play our best for a little bit. I think the start of the second period was great and kind of set it up for the third period, and we wanted to give everything. And I think 4-0 was great and kept us in the game.
Can you offer comment on your own game here with a couple of goals and maybe getting off the schneid here a little bit?
Yeah, I think just playing way more confident. Obviously, I think Drake supported me a lot out there, and then whoever was playing, Crooker, Kazi, I think those were great. We were getting to the net, and got rewarded.
How much just maybe, I think a week ago you said you wanted to shoot a little bit more. Obviously, you had the 2 goals. Like, has that been an emphasis for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I'm confident, I'm shooting more. When I'm confident, I'm good at carrying the puck through the neutral zone, and that's what I did tonight, and I just got to keep building on that.
Good to have your neighbor back.
Yeah, awesome. I think he was phenomenal tonight after missing so many games and just coming right in. I think he played a really important role, and he's just a really good all-around player, and we're lucky to have him.
How much does everybody share in that rehab that he went through here?
Yeah, I mean, you see him every day, how hard he works. I think the timeline was a little bit longer than when he came back, so he came back quicker. That shows how hard he works, and obviously I think the staff has done a really good job with him, and I think he looks really good out there and he's in great shape.
How do you kind of use these two games now, but how do you kind of use these 3 games in preparation for what lays ahead?
Yeah, we want to win them all. I think that's the most important. We want to build on this. I think you can, if you play bad right before playoffs, it's hard to go in and play your best right away. So we want to keep building and keep trying to play the best hockey we can.
Was that the main motivation for tonight, for today, to try to, you push hard every time you went down? Like, was it?
Sorry?
Was that a main motivation? Like, you pushed hard every time you went down in this game, trying to come back?
Yeah, we want to win. Every time you step on the ice, you want to win. Doesn't matter if the games mean anything or not. Last year, same thing. We had a playoffs, but we wanted to win. And I think this year it's really important, like I said, to be ready for playoffs, and that's what you do when you build.
I understand, like, offense can kind of come and go for yourself, and you're saying you're confident right now. What do you think's fueling that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I think the games before that I wasn't as confident. I had a meeting with Greener. He wasn't too happy with me, so I think that fueled me a little bit more too. And just play my game. I think I can be a really good player if I play my game.
What do you see on that overtime goal?
Yeah, I don't think anybody had the puck for more than 2 seconds on their stick the whole power play, and we were kind of just snapping around. They broke a stick of a shot and took advantage of it. So great play by all 4 guys.
What was Green's message to you when you had that discussion?
Play better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Challenging win here today, but the right result, obviously.
Yeah, just happy we got the win. That's it. Wasn't our best game, that's for sure. And you know what? Sometimes it's a bit harder to get up for some of those games. I think we're all excited for what's coming ahead, but you know what? At the end of the day, we kept going, and we tied the game, and then we got it done in overtime. So that's what we got to take away from it.
Personally, are on a little bit of a heater here. Is this feeling as good as you felt this season? Or?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that I think it's been kind of like that all year. It's just right now they're going in for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but hopefully it keeps going at that time of the year. But I think it's the whole group. Is everybody's I think confident with the puck, and everybody's looking to make more plays and while playing the game that we play. So I think it's just a general group thing going on. But you know, at the end of the day, it's just nice to get the job done.
Tim or Thomas, how do you have to use these last 2 games to get ready for the playoffs?
I mean, we gotta keep on what we've been working all year and not trying to slow down too much. And obviously, it's easier said than done. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what our focus set is on keep on building. And obviously, some guys are resting a little bit, which might be good for us as a group. And but for the guys playing, is keep trying to get the same mindset, keep winning games, and keep looking ahead.
Travis, aussi à vous garder motivé pour le match aujourd'hui, quand justement les matchs veulent peut-être moins dire quelque chose, ils ont moins d'impact sur le classement?
Je pense que c'est un peu C'est un peu ça qui est arrivé. À ce soir, je pense que notre énergie était définitivement pas la même que contre le match canadien, mais je pense qu'il faut quand même réfléchir à ça. Je pense en tant que groupe, il faut continuer d'avoir la même attitude, continuer de se concentrer sur toutes les games qui s'en viennent avant nous. Je pense que tu veux pas ralentir avant de rentrer en série. Mais comme j'ai dit, je pense au bout de la ligne, oui, c'était pas le match parfait, mais au bout de la ligne, on a trouvé une façon de gagner la game, c'est tout ce qu'on.
Chaque fois qu'ils ont marqué, il y avait un push aussi, on sentit que vous reveniez.
Oui, c'est ça, exact. Ça n'a pas été la façon qu'on voulait toute la game, mais regarde, il compte un but, on en revenait directement tout de suite, on compte un but pour égaliser la game, puis je pense que c'est beaucoup de positifs à prendre pour notre groupe. Je pense qu'on va arriver dans des situations bientôt qu'on va peut-être perdre 1 ou 2 buts, puis c'est continuer de bâtir notre game, puis continuer de pousser vers l'avant pour revenir dans la game.
Tu as eu la réponse en troisième période? Est-ce que c'est vraiment une réponse intéressante pour les Séries?
Oui, exactement, c'est ça. Comme je disais, je pense au bout de la ligne, on va arriver dans des situations que ça se peut que qu'on mène par 1 ou qu'on perde par 1 ou 2, puis de la façon qu'on a réagi en troisième période, continuer de toujours répondre à l'appel, je pense que c'est quelque chose de positif pour notre groupe.
What does it do for the team to see a guy like Nick Cousins get back into the lineup?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it's such a. I've been through a couple of those, and there's nothing worse than being hurt. You're on a different schedule. You're not seeing the guys as much. You're not obviously following the team. So it's a long road. It's a lot of work that goes on behind the scene. And I mean, if there's a guy that did that this year, it's him. He it was a bad injury, and to see him come in earlier than expected, I mean, all credit goes to him. And obviously, it's just so fun to see him get dressed in the locker room, see him walk in this morning. That's what puts a smile on everybody's face. I think you're just happy for the guy. It's hard. It's tough times that he went through, but just to see him skating and being himself again out there on the ice is big for our group.
How loud was Tim tapping his stick for passes versus?
Yeah, he was. I was. I told him after Lowell. I was waiting to see what the defenseman, if he was going to step up and cut that pass or not. And I mean, just give it to the German, right? Just let him do his thing and let him go, and he did. You're just happy for him to see him have a night like this. He's just himself again, just skating, making plays, scoring goals. So it's good for us coming in here for the playoffs.
Can you appreciate just the challenge of doing that at that level? Because he was almost gliding when he got the puck, and the fact that he still beat the defenseman wide on that.
Yeah, I do. I see it a lot in practice too, so I'm used to it. So we got a lot of those guys that I'm very happy and thankful every night that I'm not facing those guys. They're on my side. But no, I mean, you guys know it's. I could keep on pumping his tires here, but I mean, he is elite. That's what he does. He loves skating with the puck, creating space for himself, making plays. Even at times you think he doesn't see it, and he finds a way to get the puck to the guy. So he's an elite player, and obviously, like I said, it's just nice to see him have a night here, especially before we get into the playoffs. Ouais.
Parle-moi donc encore un peu de Stützle. Moi, je le regardais, on a l'impression qu'il volait sur la glace aujourd'hui.
Ouais.
C'est vraiment un joueur élite. Ça regarde bien pour les séries.
Oui, c'est ça exactement. C'est comme je disais, je pense que je suis content pour lui ce soir qu'il retrouve la touche un petit peu de compter des buts, de se sentir bien. Je pense que c'est un moment important de l'année. On s'en va vers un bon un stretch qui va être difficile. Ça va être des gros challenges à tous les soirs. Puis tu vas avoir besoin de tes meilleurs joueurs. Ça va être eux autres qui vont amener ton équipe vers gagner le plus de matchs possible. Puis je suis juste content pour lui. Je pense que c'est un joueur extrêmement talentueux. Il aime savoir la rondelle, créer des jeux, créer de l'espace pour lui-même. Puis évidemment, pas surpris encore une fois de voir ça de lui.
Une petite dernière question. Il n'y a pas un danger, une partie contre une équipe qui n'est pas classée, puis vous êtes classé. Est-ce que vous avez senti le danger? Vous n'avez pas joué comme ça, vous avez joué vraiment que vous gagnez, mais il y avait un danger quand même.
Oui, c'est sûr que oui. Je pense que c'est pas la même énergie dans l'aréna, c'est pas la même énergie pendant la game contrairement au match contre le Canadien qu'on a joué l'autre soir, mais je pense que j'étais juste content de la réponse qu'on a faite. On n'a pas lâché, même les moments qui prenaient l'avant, le chiffre d'après, quasiment on scorait, on venait directement dans la game. Fait que je pense que c'est des petits positifs comme ça, faut que tu continues de prendre pour ce qui s'en vient en avant de nous.
Merci Thomas.
Merci. Thank you.
That's great. Does this win feel a little different to you? Is it a little bit sweeter, perhaps?
Yeah, it was an emotional day for me. I mean, that's a long time for me to be out. That's the longest injury I've ever had, and it was. Yeah, I woke up feeling it was almost like my first game again. So, yeah, I was happy to be able to come in and contribute, especially in a win. That's kind of sets it up for a nice afternoon. So yeah, the teammates were happy for me, which I really appreciated and loved, and it was fun out there. I had a blast.
Was that punch to the head for, I think, on the third shift from Bobby Brink, kind of a good welcome back moment?
Yeah, you know when I'm back then, I guess. Yeah, that sums it up pretty good. But I mean, it's crazy. I actually missed that stuff, so it was nice to get into a physical game like that. I mean, they play hard, and I don't know, maybe not our best tonight, but I thought as the game went on, we got a little bit better, and then came through in overtime. So nice to get a win for sure.
It's been a while, but is it extra special to have it against your former teams?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I got a couple of those former teams now, so yeah. I mean, I obviously got drafted by them and grew up in their farm system, so still enjoy playing those guys. Still know a couple of guys on their team, and I mean, they're playing free and loose, and they don't have much to play for, so it's easy for them to get up for games and with no pressure. So no, I thought the guys played well and responded well, and Forsey gave us a great game.
When you're away that long, it's a tough stretch. How did you manage to get through sometimes the days and just going through the rehab process?
Yeah, it was a grind. I mean, anybody that knows me that it's tough for me to sit still, and that was kind of the first 6 weeks of the rehab, was just sitting on the couch and being on crutches and in a cast as well. So it was long days. Obviously, I have a great support system at home with my daughter, my wife, and we just tried to have fun with it. Once I got rid of the crutches and was able to walk again, it was a little bit better days. Easy to do some. Just even getting out of your car was that was a grind. So it was nice to put the crutches away and then kind of start walking and working out and getting back into the swing of things. And once I was able to do that was a lot more fun. That part of the process.
At what point along the path did you see an opportunity to get back in a game before the regular season was through?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know. I mean, I think originally they told me 3 months or 12 weeks or whatever it was, and I was supposed to go away on a bye week there to Bahamas, so I canceled that, and then I was coming to the rink every day for 4 to 5 hours, trying to get ahead of the rehab, and put a lot of work in and time and icing it and all that jazz, I guess. And after 6 to 8 weeks, I kind of could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I had this game circled on my calendar, the one that I wanted to play, and I obviously wanted to get ahead of it so I could shake off some rust and for the final 3 games to tune up for the playoffs. And I mean, here we are today. So it went by really, really slow, obviously, but the guys did a great job of playing great, and made the rehab process a little bit easier when the guys were winning games.
What was the biggest challenge? Was it the physical rehab, or just, as you said, you're not a guy used to kind of sitting back?
Yeah, I think that was the toughest part, was just not being able to do something. I think they originally they just for it to fully heal, I just had to sit on the couch, and I watched a lot of TV. So I mean, that was probably the toughest part. And then on top of that was probably just being away from the guys. When they go on road trips, you're at home, you're on your own schedule. You kind of come to the rink when and early in the morning, and then you're leaving when the guys are getting here and getting ready for practice. So I just enjoy the whole. I mean, just being around the guys, going for dinners on the road, sharing stories on the plane, stuff like that. You kind of take for granted, but I'm a social guy. I like to be around the guys and trip the guys and all that kind of fun, and that's probably the part I miss the most. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach, was this one of those grind it out, find a way to win sort of games?
Yeah, it was. I thought we did a lot of good things tonight. I thought our game was a little sporadic, though, in moments. Like I said, there was a lot to like, but I thought we got loose a few times. And Philly's got a good offensive team. They're scoring a lot of goals right now, and they can spread the ice on you fast.
Can you touch on the personnel changes that you made going into this as you lead into the playoffs?
Yeah, to be honest, it was strictly Ridley Craig was sick this morning. I was going to give G the day off and David the day off tonight. Gents has been banged up, as we all know. And then I wanted to put Hammer and Gilbert in. So it just so happened that Manti was kind of the odd man out there.
You need to take that hands-on-deck approach, though. As you
Yeah, I mean, I've liked everyone's game, but I also think that it's important that we keep everyone sharp as well.
2 goals for Tim Stützle tonight. What's the key in getting him to shoot more, getting him to trust his shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say from the outside. He's got a good shot. I think he's a passer by nature, and but at this time of year, like, shooting the puck is not a bad option. Teams, especially when you get to the playoffs, you're going to find that it's, there's going to be a lot of greasy goals that are scored, and he hasn't been finding the net as of late, and I liked his game a lot better tonight. It was a lot more direct.
Said that you had a chat with him, and essentially the message was play better.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that was probably the message. I mean, it was a little longer than just play better, but we talked about his game and where he's at, and he's a young player that is used to putting points on the board, and sometimes when you're not scoring, you can go the wrong direction, and at the end of the conversation, it was more or less play better, and he certainly did tonight.
How important is at the same time that it doesn't seem like, even though he hasn't been scoring, that he hasn't been cheated the defensive side of the game? Yeah,
and I think that's where we were getting to, part of the conversation, and not. He means well all the time. He wants to score a lot and wants to be a difference maker, and the other team has a say in that. And you're not going to be a difference maker every shift. And sometimes you have to simplify your game to have success. And I thought he did that a little bit tonight. But he's a great player, and he's going to go through stretches where he's not scoring. And also at this time of year, the games get a little tighter. But he was obviously a big part of our win tonight, and not surprising. He's arguably our most skilled player that we have. So,
how much stock do you put into how your team is playing the final 3-4 games before the next season?
If you can project it, I put a lot of stock in it, and if you don't play well, you probably brush it off. But we want to go in on top of our game, and for me, the intensity level, it's hard to mimic playoff hockey, and you've got to really push yourself to raise your urgency, raise your intensity level. And, I think we did that more in the third. I thought we did it for a large portion of the game. And then, it's a little bit of human nature as well, that you take your foot off the gas, and because it's going to be, the intensity level is going to go drastically higher once the playoffs start.
Because if you let that slip, you can't just flick a switch.
It's hard. Yeah, no, it's hard. But we're not the only. There's a lot of teams that are in the same boat, and it's a fine line between getting into the playoffs and then getting ready to play for the playoffs as well.
See Newcastle's come back seamlessly.
It was, yeah. He looked fairly sharp. I thought, especially early in the game, he looked good. I thought his legs probably got a little tired as the game went on. I think he had 10 minutes after 2 periods, but it was good to see him out there for sure.
Not to go back to Tim Stützle again, but how would you describe his growth from when you first got to coach him at the beginning of the year to now?
Well, like a lot of our guys, he's matured a lot. And he's a little bit different. They're all a little bit different. He's a highly offensive player, and he's still very young. So he's still learning what his offensive capabilities are, and still, getting checked hard from other teams. And I don't think we're just scratching the surface. I don't think guys reach their peak till probably 25, 6, 7, somewhere in there, and that's exciting for not only him but a few other guys as well.
How do you think he's handled the two-way responsibility? I know you wanted.
Oh yeah, he's embraced it, much like the rest of our group. He understands that you can't cheat the game, even though those highly offensive players do need to create offense and use their hockey sense to take advantage of certain situations. But it's not every shift. There's certain moments in the game that you have to be committed to your side of the puck.